Alrighty, welcome. This is Game of the Day, which is basically, I guess you can call it a series, but with the time that I have available to me to make videos and play games and do everything else with my life, I wanted to create Game of the Day, where basically I play for 30 minutes of what game I'm wanting to play and just kind of talk and show off the game a little bit, and you just hear me ramble. So the game for today, and this is technically the first episode, is Deep Rock Galactic, which is one of my personal favorite games. It's a game that I'll hop on and play every once in a while. But basically, Deep Rock Galactic is a mission-based game where you have kind of this mission selection table that you can choose different zones, do specific types of missions that I'll show off in a little bit. Missions you can select on length, complexity of the caves, and what specifically you'd like to do. On top of that, there's 4 classes that you kind of get to choose from: the scout, the driller, the engineer, and the gunner. Each one kind of specializes in something specific. For instance, the scout has a grappling hook where they can move around super quickly. They have flares to light up caves. Just kind of a light armored scout, I guess you could say. But the gist of the game is you go on these caving missions where either you need to mine a certain amount of ore, you have to collect these alien eggs. One of my personal favorites, even though they usually take a bit longer, is kind of like an oil mission where you set up pump jacks and have to build piping to these pump jacks to be able to pump this oil to then get it off the planet. That right there is Hoxie's 5, I'm pretty sure. And this is where all the missions you kind of go down to. And they're all underground, in caves, and the number one thing that tries to stop you is these bug-like aliens that live on the planet that try to stop you from mining out the planet, basically. So that's kind of the basis of the game. A lot of it is just kind of fun, cartoony. I like the style of the design, but I think we're gonna hop right into a mission. Let me check my assignment board, see which one I was on. Sometimes they give you missions, there's weekly assignments, those kind of things. Looks like I need to do, usually this little indicator shows a specific mission. Shield disruption. Assignment. This one I have to collect 8 quarks, which are like these giant gems. So this is a long mission with a long complexity. You can do it with other people. You can either join people that are doing it as well if you don't want to do it alone. You can host it with friends, and then of course you can do it solo as well. Most of the time I like to do solo. I think we'll do dangerous. Sometimes missions have like a debuff, like this one. So this one, I won't have any shields. You usually have a shield over your health to kind of help with damage from the enemies, but with the shield disruption debuff, I won't be able to have a shield for most of the mission. Oh, actually, missions sometimes reset, and it looks like that one just got reset. So now I don't actually have a debuff on it. That's kind of nice timing. But we'll confirm it. We'll do it on dangerous, hazard level 3. It goes up to 5, which you have to do specific assignments to unlock that. I think there's a hazard level 6 as well. But I usually like to do 3. Get 75% more money and ores.
Mission selected and locked in. Time to board the drop pod.
Classic mission control guy. Kind of gives you tutorial of how to do things, especially when you launch missions. But all the money in the game is just spent on cosmetics to make your dwarf look however you'd like: skin color, hair color, armor, headwear, eyebrows, mustache, beard, sideburns, you name it. These are kind of the look that I like with my scout. I actually unlocked the beard and the sunglasses through a special, almost kind of like a prestige system a little bit, which they do have, but you can get special cosmetic and weapon like upgrades through the forge. And the only way to get these forge little boxes, I forget what they call them, matrices or cores, forge cores, is you have to find them in the missions. Sometimes there's little Easter eggs, different stuff like that. But let me check my equipment before I head off. Each class has a couple different weapons in each slot. We'll do flare gun. And then if you run solo, you actually get this drone, Bosco. And there's different upgrades that will change different factors in what the drone does, but also on your weapons and your armor and stuff. But actually, let's go check the bar.
Cheers, Lloyd.
Of course, it wouldn't be a dwarven mining game without special alcohols, and sometimes the special has specific perks. So like this one, all terrain requires 1 less pickaxe to hit. It requires 3 of these special hops.
Round of chilled Rocky Mountains for everyone.
And the hops you collect throughout the mission. So let's grab this guy.
To the fallen.
Drink up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool. They have different seasons where you can, as you progress through missions, you unlock kind of like a battle pass type thing. The battle pass is free. Everything that you can buy for like DLC is all just cosmetic stuff. But I don't know. I love this game in particular. I know there's a couple of mission-based games out there. But this one to me has been one of the most fun and like immersive with the music, the lighting, the art style, the different biomes. As you kind of saw on the assignment map, there's different biomes that you can go to, and each biome is like super different. This game has been out a while. I don't remember exactly
We are breakable.
when the game came out, but it's been out for a good couple years.
You've detected an area filled with the quarks, and you get to bring them all back. Search for a blue shimmering light and extract the quark from within the walls. It's a specialized heavy lifter, and we're expecting heavy resistance, so the lifter's been equipped with heavy armaments. But keep focused, it's about the goods.
So there's a bunch of different types of enemies, depending on what level of difficulty you're playing on. More enemies will spawn, obviously. And they kind of come in waves.
Lloyd!
Usually with solo missions, I like to play scout, depending on what type of mission it is. Only reason being is because you can just move around so much faster. See, like this guy, that's a guard, so he's got like more armor on him. Yeah, with the grappling hook, you can fly around a lot quicker. So most missions, they'll have like a bonus objective. For instance, you can see these like fester fleas, which I definitely don't have the best type of weapons to kill them. But it'll just be like kill 10 of these fleas and collect 75 of this specific ore.
You stuck your webs into my business, but follow me, Steve.
So for instance, there's also different perks that you get as you level up the different classes and just earn more. I think they call them, like from accommodations, they call them like stars or something. You unlock specific perks that help you during your missions. So for instance, one of them I have is I'm able to actually like convince one of the glyphids to join my side, become kind of like a pet and a guardian, which is pretty cool. Is that a hop? Or is that just... I don't know. These little plant type things are kind of new.
Faster! Flee down!
So yeah, that glyphid will basically fight for me. Nice. The fleas are kind of annoying to deal with sometimes.
Squashed one!
Ooh, look at that guy.
Shoot it!
Okay, so this guy is actually from an old season, which is kind of interesting. Where
Request received.
the whole season was about, there's this like weird looking type infection,
Cleansing pod is on
disease
site.
thing.
Direct all of your focus to the lithophage corruptor team.
So it's kind of like a mini boss fight, which is kind of interesting. But you spray.
Layer strip! I need support!
Swarm! I repeat, swarm!
Ooh, perfect timing. But as you can see in this game, things can get out of hand really, really quick. So I'm gonna have a swarm of the regular bugs while I try to kill this guy. And it can get kind of hectic. But what I'm basically trying to do is I'm trying to break
Corruptor's armor! Splatter it!
this outer shell so then I can
Free!
shoot the inside.
Team is dead! Long live Sting!
But yeah, as you can see there, I have special grenades that I can use. And one thing you gotta be careful of is over time you don't have an unlimited ammo. And the only way to get ammo, you gotta have a specific type of material or ore that you find throughout missions. Which I'm actually gonna start mining some because I am running out. It's this stuff, nitro. Which then you can use to basically buy for ammo supply crates to kind of show up. There's also gold. I think there's some gold over here.
Lights up!
Yep, a little bit of gold. Which, as I said before, up here's some hops. Gold can just be exchanged as currency, basically in missions to just earn more money. I'm trying to find more nitro so I can continue to fight that boss. Because I'm gonna need a little bit more ammo. But this is, I don't know, it's just, as I was saying, it's such a unique game that I have not found any even close to like it, especially in the quality of the game. Just like how hectic and crazy it can get, but still just be super, super fun and entertaining.
Another day at the office.
I don't think I have enough. See, I need 80 to order. I think there's some right there actually. Sick. This will give me enough. Right, and this is one thing I like is there's so many like optional fun stuff to do. Like the main mission is just to collect these 7 different gems. But there's always like a mini boss, or there's like a little mini game to get like a new forge core to use, or just whatever it might be.
I got one of the annoying bugs.
It can just turn a simple mission like this into something crazy. I mean, as you can see, of just kind of what happened.
I need a rocket here! Rocket!
Where it can just be non-stop action. The whole time.
I get infected, quarantine me in the abyss.
So close. Oh.
Corrupted, disrupted! Let's get the plague heart!
And just like that. Ooh, big guy.
Cold shoulder for ya!
That's why I usually like to use those frost grenades on. You'll get a big guy like that that can beat his
Let's be friends.
down one. But yeah, from that one season, it was like there's these weird parasitical things that consume rock. The lithophages is what they call them. And that was kind of introduced in the season just before this one. And so the season was all devoted to basically like trying to contain this outbreak. But killing that guy, I get a little bonus plague heart,
Damn,
which
rock
gives
box.
me more money.
I actually
Alright,
think we're gonna make it.
2 quarks right now. I need 5 more. And quarks can always be found where there's like glowing blue areas like this. I'm gonna dig towards where it's brightest. And then I usually like to collect all 7 of them before I turn in.
Point's on it! Chill. Hit it! I'm doing my part. Lighting!
But yeah, flares can be super helpful just to see where the heck enemies are coming from. And I have special flares that you can obviously shoot around and light up the room. And then there's just kind of regular ones, these that you throw out. The other classes, the only flares they have are the ones that they can throw like that. And so a lot of the times it's a lot darker. When you're playing as the other classes. But each class kind of has their own unique thing. Like there's certain missions where my second favorite class, I don't know if it's the second favorite, but it's definitely the one I probably spend the most time on is the gunner, which basically has a minigun that you use, and it just shreds through the glyphids.
I'm taking some of the ammo. Never felt better.
But like that little sprint there, that's a perk that you get as you level up. Because when you're carrying like heavy big objects like that, you can only walk, you can't run.
Another faster Safely killed.
See if we can get our bonus objective of killing the Fester fleas. This game will still get me though, where it'll jump scare me.
Light is up.
It can be creepy and kind of eerie, and when some giant alien bugs pop out of nowhere, they definitely still get me with jump scares a little bit. But I've also played quite a bit of this game, where I'm pretty comfortable multitasking and doing stuff at the same time. Although in this season, it's called like going deeper or something. There's a new type of mission where you go like super duper deep. And it introduces a new type of enemy, which is really creepy.
Bullseye.
That one. Yeah, I just don't know this.
That buzzing was getting on my nerves.
But there's a new type of enemy that's like super creepy. Honestly, like I don't even know what it's called. But I kind of attest its movement to like Gollum in Lord of the Rings, like running around on all fours. It makes super duper creepy noises. Just looks super creepy. Just like runs all over the place, like super quick and on the walls. That's the thing with like the regular glyphids. They can be a little spooky and you can get overwhelmed pretty quick, but overall they're not like, they're pretty slow. You can kind of see them coming. But in the new missions, my gosh, they are.
Well done. Secondary objective completed.
Oh, secondary objective. The new missions, the little things that run around are super creepy. Okay, so that's 6. I just need one more. Good. Let's turn these guys in. The only thing that kind of saddens me about this game is it's not very well known, and since it's been out for so long, I don't feel like it still is making a lot of money for them to put in like a crazy amount of time.
Hit the launch controls to return the minehead. We'll send in the escape pod.
Alright, let's check our map real fast just to see if there's anything weird. Other Easter eggs. Doesn't look like it. So we'll start the launch sequence. So now we just gotta protect the rocket.
Minehead launched.
All it launches. And basically we have to survive. The rocket launches. And then it sends like a rescue pod to basically get us out. That's what that timer is on the top right. As I was saying, I think it's a little sad just because the game, since it is older, not as well known, and it took a long time to kind of get to where it is right now. It's not as popular
The big one.
that I would hope, because that means the more money that's put into the game, it's more popular people playing it. Because I think the game really has a really cult following. The flying bugs that drops like this goo and it slows you down. But as I was saying, because it doesn't have, I think, as much funding as would be necessary to make like super big updates, the seasons are always pretty long, and the new content that's added is pretty underwhelming, sadly, compared to a lot of like more popular games that kind of take off really fast. Which is sad, because again, this game's phenomenal. I mean, like, you have like different types of weather systems and different types of environments and biomes. Like, this is one of like 9 different types of biome. Each one is quite different. There's a good selection and variety of enemies, of missions that you can play as. Like, you can put so much time in this game, and that's what I have. There is a prestige system with the classes where you can prestige up your class, and when you do, you unlock new perks. perk slots, so you can have more perks. And there's people who've been playing this game for years that have basically 100% of the entire game, which is kind of crazy. But as I said, I think just because the game doesn't have the player count I think it needs to, for the developers to continue to like really put in time and effort to make super cool gameplay. We only get small little things every couple of months, and I only play it off and on because after so long, it does kind of get routine. Aw, I should have came over here and checked. There's this special thing.
This should get things started.
I don't think I have time because I have to extract in 2 minutes. But this is like a special, again, there's another special little mini boss that you can do with these lasers. You gotta protect it while these specific types of creatures attack you that you have to use like these special powers to kill. And then when you crack it open, you send it home, get more money, possibly get like a new core for the forge. Overall, again, just one more little thing you can do on just a simple mission. That's just super fun. And one thing that's sad is I haven't really been able to play this game with a group of people, at least like close friends. I've joined like public lobbies, and it's fun. It can be unique, completely different experience when you play with more people. The more people you play with, the bigger waves of creatures actually are, because it's based off of the amount of people, obviously. And sadly, I've just never had any of my friends play this game with me. And I think a big reason is kind of everything that I listed. Not super well known, wasn't super built out when it first came out, but over the years, they've been able to add so many quality updates that it has become an amazing game. But just since it didn't blow up off release, and it's all just kind of, the only way people know about it is by other people telling them about it and how fun it is. I've seen a couple YouTubers online, bigger ones, kind of cover it, and every person I've ever seen play the game just says they absolutely love it. So I wish that they would be able to put in so much more effort to creating super big content of new biomes, completely new types of species of aliens, heck, maybe even going to like different moons, making a new class. Who knows? I mean, one thing that people have asked for as well that I've seen. Oh.
Congratulations. Assignment completed.
Cool. So this assignment unlocked me some new paint jobs for all the classes as well as a new piece of headgear. So let's check that out. But I mean, one of the funny things that people have asked for is this is obviously kind of like a sci-fi space game. But people have asked, why don't you do like a fantasy based miners game? Like same type of plot, but instead of it being in space, it's kind of set in more medieval fantasy time with same types of dwarves, with more medieval weapons, crossbows, bows, axes, sword and shield, maybe even like a magic system, where you still do this caving, but you face off against, I don't know, whatever monsters that they could come up with. You can go with the generic like skeletons, zombies, trolls, like you name it. And I think that'd be a super cool idea that I would play, because it's just it's different enough that it's a different type of gameplay and fun that I would want to have. But as I said, I just don't think with the popularity they have and the funding they have that they're able to push and make that kind of content, which is sad. I really wish they were able to do that. So that's the new piece of headgear. Not the biggest fan. There's so many like janky, funny stuff, and you can just make your character look absolutely ridiculous. Like, let me go. I don't really play engineer. The engineer class works a lot with like you have a turret that you have to set up. that shoots for you, and you can build like platforms. The pacing of it, just not my vibe. But like, this is just rolling all the stuff that I have, and it can be so goofy looking. The different facial hair, skin colors, hats, you name it. But yeah, Gunner is one I've played a lot, one of my favorites. Let's check out the new paint job. Not bad, not bad. I kind of like the Umber Corrosion. But yeah, that's just what you do. You play missions. Sometimes there's special assignments that has you do specific missions, like to unlock the new hazard level. If you get a certain level of a class, you unlock a new type of weapon, or maybe a pickaxe. And you go to the mission board, and there's so many different biomes you can play from, so many missions. Like this one is where you can play where you extract liquid morkite, kind of like an oil mission where you have to build pipelines to the pump jacks and then defend them as they pump. This one's just you mine a specific type of ore and then you extract out. This one is in some missions you have a little robot besides your drone that you put in all of your minerals and stuff that you collect. And this one is you have to go and salvage 2 mules, is what they call them, that maybe got lost on another mission that was not successful. This one is actually based off of one of the earliest seasons where there's like this AI robot race that is also trying to mine out this giant moon, Oxys 5. And they're like rivals of our company. And so we like fight against each other to collect more resources and try to hinder and stop them. So like this one is you have to get like this special data rack from this giant AI robot server. You need to do certain stuff like shut down its force fields, and then you have like a final boss battle with it. Again, just crazy stuff. Drill dozer, this one's really cool, where they actually ship in like this giant tank drill dozer that drills a path to like this giant geode that has this special gem in the middle of it, and you have to protect it and refuel the drill dozer. There's like a giant boss fight at the end where like the rocks come alive and the animals and the glyphids try to attack you as it drills through. This is one of the new ones, locate and extract morkite seeds, where you connect to these special resonating gems that resonate with these morkite seeds, which are super duper deep in the earth, and it drops a drill-evator, which drills like super far, kind of like an elevator, and as you're going down, glyphids come out and attack you, so you're like almost in like a free fall as you're fighting, and then you break into like this cool crystal area and collect the seeds, where it's just there's so much you can do. The Quarks just did that one. There's another mission where you collect glyphid eggs from like nests, and you have to fight them off. It looks like there's one that I can't see on here that usually is on here. But there's special like dreadnought glyphids, which are basically like giant boss glyphids, where there's a special mission that you go and basically hatch them out of eggs and have these giant boss battles, and once you kill them you complete your mission and you come back. So it's taken them years to build out to what this game is right now, and it's just kind of sad to me. I mean if this game would have launched how it is right now, new, with the press release that it could have in our day and age, and not almost 10 years ago when the game first came out. And it's not their fault. I mean, if you're a small AAA developer, non-AAA developer, indie developer, you're obviously not going to have the funds and means to build this as your starting game, right? This has taken years of them building off of it, having people love and play the game, put their money towards it to be able to do it as it is. But just, I mean, imagine the potential that this type of game, expansion of a universe, this could have if it just hit it at the right time and in the right place. Because I always talk to people. I'm like, you ever played Deep Rock Galactic? And they've never heard of it. Don't even know what it is. And I always recommend it, and people usually don't end up trying it. And it's only like 20 bucks, I think. 20 or 30 bucks on Steam. Well, I know when I bought it, I think it was 20. Might be a little bit more now. But the game looks amazing. The vibes, the atmosphere is phenomenal. The gameplay is super awesome. There's such a variety of missions you can do. So many cosmetics that you can work towards. So many small Easter eggs and side missions that you do in your main missions. That it is just like a super cool, wonderful world. I'd recommend anybody, if you've never tried Deep Rock Galactic, especially if you have a group of friends to play it with, it would be 10 times funner. I mean, I always say any video game is far more enjoyable if you can play it with friends. But even solo, which is what I've played this game for years now by myself, and it's still super fun. So, just wanted to wrap up. That'll be the game day for today, Deep Rock Galactic. Highly recommend it to anybody who would like to try it out or play it. Super fun, and I hope in the future it gets more love and the limelight that it deserves, because it's a diamond in the rough. And it's funny, there's a saying in the game. Let's see if I can get it.
Let's rock and stone!
Rock and stone. Most of the time you can spot out people who play Deep Rock Galactic or have, just from that simple
We
phrase.
fight for rock and stone!
Rock and stone, baby. Peace out.